ready to go. Let's see if I can find you here.
Yes, we're ready to
go.
And
I have to tell you, all right. I have to tell you that I am really thrilled to have gotten to know Adam and Alissa and watch them grow on their journey. You know, we've kind of been in the same program the last couple of months, and it's just amazing to watch them blossom and grow and just go for it and get to where they're going. And I love it. So I'm excited to hear what you have to say. I'm going to quit talking and.
Oh, okay. Okay, so so I think, do you guys, I hope you guys can see me. I am like,
yeah, we can see you. Kind of can't see Adam. He's only halfway there.
Okay,
and we can hear you really
Thank you. I'm like, can you see us?
There you go. All right.
All right.
I just have like
I just have a small screen of the Zoom so I can look at my notes. So we're talking about pressing into momentum, and I'm going to get distractions out of my way. So I want to get started and ask. Oh, whoops! There we go. Sorry, my notes. Oh, okay, good. I'll do that. So have you felt stuck of achieving what God's what?
Well,
go ahead. Sorry.
We've all been to church.
Yeah.
We all been, as a children's ministry specialist, I used to always say we've been to Big People's Church, Johnny. I hope you still have your Sunday best on, because we are now venturing into Sunday school.
Thank
so
you.
Now my lovely wife will venture on with her topic.
Okay, so anyone have ever felt stuck in achieving what God's called put on your heart? Have you felt forgotten and overcited by your talents? Or maybe others had what I call put their ducks in a row for you to follow, and you felt like God gave you more than what they were saying. If you've said yes to any of those, like, this is a message for you. And so I asked God one. Adam and I were recovering from an auto accident, and it left at least me specifically questioning a lot of things. And so I asked the Lord, like, what's stopping me from achieving the goals that He had for me? And what He gave me was that the mindset that I had, and past situations or people getting in the way, like, telling me, this or that I should do, and when I should do them. And so it just affected my time management, because I was putting all that before what God was calling me to do. And then He told me to read Nehemiah. And so I spent like the last 7 or 8 years studying Nehemiah, and just asking the Lord what I was supposed to come up with. And He gave me this process that I call press into momentum. And so it stands for prepare, rebuild, establish, succeed, or prepare your heart. Know what breaks God's heart for your life. Rebuild your mindset. Know who and what can come in and out of your life. And then establish your roots and relationships, and know who to be in your corner and where, or like when, and as well as success with the celebration. Remembering what God brought you through on a daily basis, and not just like, looking way ahead of advance, and you're like always having like this far away goal and you're never reaching it, but just remembering those steps along the way is so important. And then so when it comes to like situations and people that can like hold you back, is that an example in my own personal life is I mentioned that I was in an auto accident, and that involved getting hit by a semi truck. And this was like, a life or death situation, but yet God allowed Adam and I to survive that situation. And just the whole like events were just God moment all over it. And I don't have time to go into details on that, but I did have head to toe injuries, and yet this wasn't this was like a time where I was really close to him, like prior and during the whole accident and after. And then just because I learned such a peace in the midst of that hardship. And this was not the situation that slowed me down though. But God took the blinders off of me in my life. And I saw people that I associated with and served in ministry. And like I mentioned this saying of like, having your ducks in a row, and like they would put so much on me to just perform a certain way that God had no intent for me to do. And so this derailed my journey that God had marked out for me. This was a hardship, yet they did not see like here, one moment. So like during that period, like they I'm just gonna pass, sorry, one moment. Okay, I lost my train of thought. So during that period, I was going through a phase of like breaking out from like not following what they were wanting me to do. And God was just showing me like different things that I needed to stand up for. And so I started to like have words to speak up. And yet my mindset I had that I was taught was that women do not speak up. Women do not give messages in mixed groups. A lot of times I was told that, like early childhood is with like the max of my ability to teach. And I couldn't go beyond that. And that was part of like the people group that I was about would tell me that I was, good to teach. But God gave me the words and directions to speak. And through that, I learned how to prepare my heart for what breaks his heart. And so one of the things that I have a strong desire is as well, Adam and I have a heart for the lost believers who do not have a place to use their talents and mindsets, and teaching them that they can pursue that road that God marked out for them today and beyond. It's people who have just kind of lost, believers that just have lost their their way and just wanting to get back on that track. And then Adam's gonna talk about that.
All right. So in the study of Nehemiah, to give you a brief rundown of the story, because I love history, I love stories. So you're gonna get this. And this is why I said you're going to Sunday school, because we base everything off the Bible. So in Nehemiah, here's a Jew who is serving the king of Assyria, which is the largest empire of its time. And Jerusalem, the capital of Israel, is rubble. Nebuchadnezzar did not leave a stone upon a stone when he leveled Jerusalem. There was nothing marking it as a town other than the pile of rubble. So Nehemiah, this is like 200 years or many years after Nebuchadnezzar did this. He has some fellow Jews that went back to Israel and went back to Jerusalem, and he inquired about it. He's like, how is it? And they said, it's an utter ruin. And the people there, the people that Nebuchadnezzar left, are even in more ruin. And to kind of speed this up, it totally broke Nehemiah's heart. And he's like, I gotta go rebuild it. But I'm the cupbearer for the king. Like, I am that guy to the king. How can I do this? How can I even approach my king? Because it started out with the Assyrians, then the Babylonians, and then the Syrians. All three empires were experts on exile, taking you from your homeland and throwing you out in the wind and never letting you ever come back near your homeland. So he's like, how the heck am I supposed to go back to my capital and rebuild it? But Artaxerxes was like, okay, my cupbearer is like down in the dumps. What the heck is going on? Did you drink something weird? But he tells him. And he just like, this is after praying and fasting and stuff, but he just unloads this plan. But the key factor is the main thing that Artaxerxes asked him. Because Artaxerxes is like, all right, go do it. But here's the catch. How long? Nehemiah rebuilt the walls of Jerusalem in 52 days. To achieve this fact, you had to, if you look at the book of Nehemiah, you will see time management at its best. And you'll see how he laid everything out, and he made sure, even though Sanballat, Tobias were people that were exiled into the land of Israel from somewhere else, kept trying to throw them off track. Nehemiah's like, no, we're going to post guard. We're going to have one guy standing guard, one guy laying stone. And the guy laying stone, he's going to wear a sword. He's going to do it one-handed. His other hand's going to be on a sword. So if Sanballat decides to try and come at us because our walls are down, he's going to be met with a spear up his throat and a sword in his gut. Sorry for the gruesome picture there. But, and then Tobias, he tried to weasel his way into the city of Jerusalem once it was all rebuilt and into the temple itself. And still Nehemiah's like, no, excuse me, out you go. We're not missing a beat. We're on a schedule and we're keeping it. And he just kept moving it forward. And part of it was his mindset he carried. Because the biggest thing about Nehemiah is the mindset. His heart was broken. The king said yes, but he had to have the right mindset to achieve it. And he founded it on Christ, and he followed it. And that mindset, when you have it and you follow God's timeline, the impossible becomes possible. And now I pass it back.
So basically just to like kind of close is that like we just as you know, it's never it's never too late to like get back on track and to get a mindset that, you know, to get your mindsets that are, you know, locking you up to get unlocked so you can be on the road that God marked out for you. And so that's all we have for oh, there we go. So thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna have to use my phone. I have my keyboard locked up. I am sorry, Adam and Alissa. I did not introduce you properly. So I'm gonna do that now. Okay, everyone. Adam and Alissa are speakers, course creators, and mindset coaches that help men and women unlock the mindsets that hold them back so they can be on the road God marked them out to succeed. God led Alissa and Adam to relocate to Texas to do ministry since July of 2022. That date's not right because that hasn't happened yet.
Yes, last year.
Okay, 2021. Okay, cool. And they have a website, 180-TALC.teachable.com.
It stands for 180-degree turnaround learning center. Just to
nice. Yeah. Crystal said Nehemiah was a praying man, and I was going to put a praying man on a mission from God, and then my keyboard froze up. So, okay. Well, thank you so much. That was informative. I love the story of Nehemiah. One of my favorites. Just like, man, to have a mind like that, to just keep going, get it all taken care of, and you've got swords and stuff, so it's always good. Always good. So let's see if I can thank you. There we go. Okay, I got my keyboard back. And maybe